Hello everyone, welcome back to DiverseVibes conversation whereby we talk about things that matter to the young people. Leo tuko na kijana wa power sana hapa.
Oh yes. Tuko ndani.
Yeah, we'll be talking about mental health and things that matter in relation to mental health.
Yes.
So, mimi ndakupatia 1 minute to introduce. Tuambie unaitwa nani na unatoka wapi?
So my name is Joseph Macharia. I come from Macharia sub-county. I'm a digital youth advocate, courtesy of WeAreBits. And I do work pertaining mental health in advocacy, creating awareness and linking people in terms of referral and linkages to health centers, to safe spaces.
You had to even bring out I am from Macharia.
Yes.
Wow, okay. Shout out to people. Yeah.
To be specific.
To be specific.
Exactly.
So thank you so much. And just to jump into the conversation, because this is something that affects many people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unaweza tuambia what is mental health, but don't use those big terms and stuff. Okay. Exactly, on a layman's language, what is mental health?
Maybe for because our target audience maybe they are the young people. So maybe from a layman's maybe perspective, I can say mental health, general well-being of a person. There are also their behavior, their emotions, and their thoughts. Because as per the World Health Organization, mental health is described using the BET, the behavior, emotions, and thoughts. And the behavior, it also entails our psychological perspective, our emotions, how we do things, how we reason, and how we conduct things in our daily endeavors. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for that, because sometimes we have this discussion and we make it like seem it's very big, and maybe people can miss out on that. And in this fast-paced world whereby tech is here, social media here and there, do you think, from where you sit as a counselor and also as a digital youth advocate, do you think the social media is affecting the youth?
It's greatly affecting, but I can say it is more so the person using maybe the tech. The technology has no, it hasn't bring maybe any kind of things that might maybe tamper with somebody, maybe mental well-being. It is the person maybe maneuvering, maybe using tech, that maybe you are maybe in terms of seeking certain information through the tech that is maybe might tamper with your thinking, might tamper with your mental well-being, to a point of you can be traumatized or maybe stigmatized, maybe courtesy of something that maybe you saw online, and it can be not a good thing to you. So tech, it doesn't have any problem. It is you, so you can utilize tech for your own advantage. But so long as it doesn't have any filters, so it will feed you whatever that you seek or you ask.
Yeah, and in many cases that you've dealt with in terms of mental health issues, which ones are the prominent, and how do I even tell that I am not okay as a person?
Normally, stress it's a normal current for body functioning, maybe because of maybe being subjected to certain maybe lifestyle or maybe certain situation. But when stress surpasses 2 weeks, it is no longer stress. That is depression. So how can you know that you are depressed? How can you know maybe that you are traumatized? So one of the leading factors of mental health there, it is depression, it is suicidal ideation, and trauma. So those, and maybe a person can ask maybe him or herself, how can I detect that maybe I have trauma, or maybe I'm stressed, or maybe I have depression? It is one thing. What were you doing that you are so best at, and nowadays you don't find passion in doing such a thing? Like for you, maybe you love tech, you love learning new things about technology, exploring, diversifying, and outsourcing for new information. But nowadays you don't love such maybe engagement or maybe such things. So there can be some underlying factors, like maybe working area. So the people maybe who closely work to you, maybe there are some project that you have been given that you don't feel like you can deliver, or maybe because of the pressure to meet maybe the timeline or the deadlines. So in every situation there are some underlying factors, like maybe for a young person, maybe for him or her to be depressed, like for example, like now a young person maybe is earning 100 shillings a day. This person cannot afford to buy a packet of 2 kg. This person now will outsource for other means of maybe getting money, and he or she might indulge in other good activities that are not good, and he or she might end up maybe being shot or maybe doing such shenanigans thing in the society. So in everything, in every aspect of it, you ought to ask yourself, what is the underlying factor of this? I don't feel like going to work. What is it? It is not that work is enough, but there's maybe somebody within your working area, or maybe somebody that you don't want to interact or to come into contact with, that might tamper with your mental well-being.
Just to take you a bit back, you mentioned that we are looking at the behavior, we are looking at the emotion, and the T was for
the thoughts.
Okay, so how can I as a person diagnose someone else? Because the problem that we have as young people is, in relation to everything, we run fast to the internet and search symptoms of ADHD, symptoms of how can I tell that I'm traumatized? How can I tell someone else need to seek help?
For example, if I interact with you, I'll know nowadays you have pulled back. Now you're so isolated, you have withdrawn. So it will be up to me. Like for example, you don't diagnose, you refer. It is not your work to diagnose. So first of all, if you identify your colleague or your peer has, nowadays he or she is not to his or her maximum potential, it is up to you. The best thing that you can do, it is accompany that person, or maybe link and refer him or her to a counselor, somebody. Then for you, the part that you ought to play is for offering psychosocial support. Let him or her feel like, I'm not alone in this. At least I have person A with me. So
how do we let them know that you are not alone in this?
You are not alone in this. It is up to you to speak out. It is up to you to speak out, like being there for them. For example, I normally tell people, even through chats, how many times maybe do you tell this person that, hey bro, I'm here with you. I know despite maybe these political, economic discrepancies here and there, I know maybe you're not working, but how checking on that particular person. It is not about maybe incentives or maybe money. It is about also that call. That call. This person automatically, something will be triggered in his or her mind that at least I know I have Judith in my life. At least I know I have person A, person B in my life. Courtesy of what? Because of the chats, because of the calls, because maybe of the visits. You can visit this person, or maybe you can talk to this person and you haven't given anything. And maybe in their mind they were like, I want to die of suicide, I want to commit suicide. But the moment they see a phone ringing, they saw your message, they feel relieved, they feel rekindled, they feel there is hope. So it is a matter of using different strategies. And that's why I love technology, because somebody can have suicidal ideation, and you can be of help even when you are in Nairobi. It is because of tech. It has leveraged and it has made it easier in terms of communication, in terms of follow-up. How are you doing? Did you take the meds? Like for people maybe who are maybe in the maybe the person living maybe with HIV, did you take the meds? How are you feeling? Do you feel maybe there are side effects or maybe symptoms, any other signs? Do you feel, how can I be of help? Also, sometimes you might think a call will work. Also, let them know, how can I chip in? How can I be of help to you? Maybe for them, they want just a call with you. For you, you think, let me take this person maybe to a break and they will be okay. It is not a break and they want. First of all, sometimes be blank, but give them the space so that they can speak. They say, me, I want this. I feel like I want a call with you. I just feel I don't want to talk, but I can. I prefer chats.
Maybe I prefer video call.
Exactly.
Maybe, it's making a lot of sense. Now, as we also wind up the conversation, I'd love to know the relation between mental health and SRHR. From you sitting as a mental health practitioner and also a digital youth advocate, where you deal with tech to disseminate SRH information. So where is the connection?
When you talk about SRH, we have GBV, we have HIV, we have matters pertaining to access and uptake of information, health information, certified, credible, and realistic information as far as health is concerned. So now mental health comes in. Mental health cut across everything, because mental health is one of the aspects whereby it can fit in everything. We cannot talk about HIV without mental health, because this person may be taking the ARVs when they are in the ART, the antiretroviral therapy. They ought to be in their right mental health state, so that they can, because HIV, you take the meds daily. So this person needs psychosocial support. This person needs to be enrolled or to be enlisted in a support group, whereby they meet their like-minded individuals or maybe peers, and they feel, I'm not alone in this. At least I have person A. This person A, they keep on reminding. That's why we have like a HTS, a HIV testing services provider who is there to make those calls for follow-up, to remind you to take your meds, to remind you to maybe to come for the commodities when they have run out. Also in matters pertaining GBV around SRHR. Victims, now I think we are in day 4 of 16 days of activism, running from 25th of November to 10th of December. Mental health chips in because we have survivors of maybe different forms of GBV. We have cybersecurity. Maybe through that, maybe you came across maybe some fraudsters and you became suicidal. So now you see how mental health fits in. So we can't do away with mental health. It cuts across in every aspect of it. And also we ought to mental health also ought to be integrated in all services that are being rendered or maybe provided in a health setup. Like if I'm going maybe for family planning or maybe contraceptive, I can also get maybe about information to be relayed to me about mental health, about maybe detecting signs and symptoms of maybe a particular disorder. So mental health cut across everything, and we can't do away with mental health and maybe focus to
definitely.
Exactly.
So where can young people get help? I believe this is something that you've been doing for quite some time.
Yes.
So I have, not diagnosed, but I've just observed and be like, person A, they need help.
Yes.
Or rather, I myself need help. Where do I go, or who do I talk to?
In every sub-county, like for me being in Macharia, we have a psychologist who comes twice a week, on Thursday and Tuesday. So I believe in other sub-counties we have psychologists who are there on board. I believe what ought to be done is sensitization and creation of awareness so that people can know about, you can't go and seek services that are being rendered there and you don't know you are suffering from that. So first of all is debunking and unpacking about mental health, and also relaying this information maybe with those people that are there in the grassroots level, the CHP, community health promoters, so that they go there with maybe a counselor on board, so that they can be able to. So because what has been spreading out, it is myth and misconception, that is false information. So when we go to the community, to the grassroots level, so that when this information is shared to the young person, this young person might feel, I'm suicidal. Nowadays I don't love going to work. I love just staying indoors all over the day. I love maybe I overeat, or maybe I oversleep. Something is wrong with me. Why am I saying this is wrong with me? It is because I remember that CHP or maybe that counselor that came to the community, that they were doing some campaigns and they shared this information. So another thing is about relay of maybe the toll-free numbers. Like we have for different institutions, I would say them here, market them, but we have different institutions or organizations that do offer free mental psychosocial support via phone. But also in our institution, we have the MOH toll-free number, MO Ministry of Health, I think 1519, and it is doable, it is working. And also, if at all, maybe let's say, getting mental health services, it is twice a week, like in our sub-county. And let's say I'm depressed, I feel depressed, I feel I don't want to do anything, it is on Monday. Can I postpone? You see now I can't tell it, oh, come tomorrow, this depression, come tomorrow, because tomorrow there's a counselor at our facility or maybe psychology. So you can check in a facility and request for a psychologist. Or maybe a counselor, and you'll be given total support, maximum and total support. And also, maybe for those maybe who can't access maybe a health center that is not nearby to them, it is up to you to know about the mindfulness, the relaxation maybe techniques that you can be able to do, the deep breathing that you can be able to do, and you relax yourself. Maybe this person, it is maybe at midnight. They have called you, didn't pick your call, and maybe they wanted to consume the rat. So it is up to you it is information. I normally tell people information is power. And when you have the right information, you can be able to know if this person, if these things like try to attack me from this side, I can be able to counterattack it with another maybe methodology or maybe strategy. So it is up to a young person to know, where do I seek? When do I seek support? So for a support you seek immediate. Let's treat mental health like in an emergency case. The same way somebody maybe is about maybe to give birth and a facility is like a miles away. You call for an ambulance. Also case of mental health shock. ought to be treated with utmost speed, utmost care, and the health concern. Like yesterday, what was trending in the news is about that case of a young man who died because the family couldn't raise 10,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Now you can see the family, they are not in their good mental well-being because of they lost their loved one. So, like the way I said earlier about mental health being integrated in all services that are being rendered or maybe provided in an institution, it will help. It will help a lot more. So in terms of giving those IEC materials, the information and education curriculum to people, so that I know I can be able to, like the way we do about TB, you can be able to screen yourself and say, I feel this is depression.
Yeah.
I feel this is
but also they need to go and confirm
confirmation. That's why you don't diagnose, you just take yourself for, because there is a person who is certified, who is good in such a field, and it is his or her work to diagnose it.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and I believe this conversation is not something that we can have in just one sitting. So we want to thank you so much for coming to DiverseVibes conversation. And we have a lot of people to speak to, and also like things to talk about. So using this mic or this camera, you can just speak to people and tell them exactly where they can find you, let's say sending you a DM, and you can be able to respond to that.
So I'm on X or Twitter. You can check me at J_Youth Advocate and J_Youth Advocate. That's where you can find all my contents as matters pertaining mental health is. And also I'm on LinkedIn, Joseph Macharia Kimemia. You can check me on Facebook, Joseph the Youth Advocate, and my number is 0704 905 665 0704 905 665. And a big shout out to WeAreBits because of their exemplary work that they are doing, because we normally say it is DiverseVibes. We go to the community, we nail it on the head, and we demystify the myth and misconception regarding or around mental health and around SRHR, because we are saying it is DiverseVibes, and anything to do with DiverseVibes ought to be, young people ought to be brought on board. And we are saying we are Bits, we are WeAreBits, DiverseVibes, Bits to the world, and thank you. Adios, muchachos.
Thank you so much. That was James Macharia. We had a wonderful conversation about mental health, and we talked about BET, something that I learned today. You have to check your behavior, check your emotion, and lastly, check your thoughts. Be able to refer people to mental health practitioner, and we are here doing digital advocacy, youth for SRHR, and for change. This is DiverseVibes Conversation. See you next time.